I'm Steve Riley, and welcome back to Country Entertainment USA. And our guest here is Johnny Counterfit.
How are you, Steve?
How you doing, John?
Doing well.
So, I've seen you around for so long, and we've ran into each other at different places, and we recognize each other's face. I know.
Yeah, we both laugh.
Yeah, well, you giggle out loud, and I just kind of break out in a cold sweat. But that's just my way of thinking. But I see you a lot around town, and I know that you do a lot of things. And do you have a project going on right now at this time, or anything like that that's going on in your career at this moment?
Well, I'm always looking for new things to add in my show, maybe a new voice or a new song or something. Try to keep things fresh, but I also write songs as well. And
I didn't mean to look surprised, but you know, the fact that it's like it's kind of like a Wayne Newton thing. Wayne Newton's made a career out of doing other people's songs, you know, and I know that you've done quite well with what you've done, but the fact that you write, and I know you got a lot of experiences to write about.
Yeah, I decided to. I not only write parodies that I use on the show, and of course I do the impressions of the singers and politicians, but I've been adding for the last several years, adding a song or two that I've written. Some of them are comedy, some of them are just straight ahead country, some of them are contemporary Christian. So I try to bring something to the show depending on the audience, you know, the demographic, or say if it's a particular group, I try to have something that they will enjoy in addition to my usual comedy and music.
Well, sometimes I've spoken to several comedians, and they seem to be very, very deep, if I may say, in their thinking, because when you actually sit down and talk to them, they're not what they seem like on stage sometimes. You know.
Well, I try to think big things, but it doesn't always happen that way. No, I like to study various other aspects other than my show business career.
Mm-hmm.
So in that, I love history, so I dive into that, if that's what you mean.
Have you dabbled in writing, or like maybe a autobiography, a book?
Well, I don't know about that. I did.
You thought about it, didn't you?
Yeah, but I'm not ready for that yet.
Okay.
I think you have to be a certain longevity before you should do that, I think. So maybe one day. But, I started writing a book this morning, just an idea that I had that perhaps we can visit one day. And
We could do that.
So, yeah, I kind of explore other things. There's a lot of downtime between shows. You know, you'll have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 hours. So if I'm not working on a new impression or a joke or something, I'm trying to read up on the current events of the day so that I can do something topical in the show. So it's kind of, with me, it's all of the above. I'm always looking for something to add.
Now, I know you're one of the fortunate, I believe you're one of the fortunate entertainers of your group. In other words, of your age group and where you're at in your career and how long you've been around in the business. But you work a lot, quite a bit. More than some of the others do, and I think it's because, you correct me if I'm wrong, but you get out there and hustle. You look for things. You search out things. You don't wait for somebody else to do it for you. You don't wait. Yeah, I know you probably manage yourself at this point in your career, but you don't wait for a management person or a management company to go find things for you. You go out and search them out.
Well, that's true, and I work with a great many agents and promoters across the country, and some over in the United Kingdom. But I've always been hands-on. I've always decided for myself what I will and won't do. So in that, I feel rather fortunate because I know what's going on all the time as far as what I want and what I'm doing. And you're right, I've never waited for the phone to ring. A lot of people turn their careers or their dreams over to somebody else. And we talked about this earlier today when we were setting up here, about new technology and how advantageous it is for independent artists now. If you want your career, you've got all the tools to go after it, including promotional tools like the magazine, which I've been honored of being in. In fact, I believe I was on the very first issue.
Yes, you were.
All of these things, and it isn't just the internet. When I say technology, I mean all of the above. You've got to have something for the people to hold in their hands. Also do the internet, as you know, but the technologies today, there's no excuse for an independent artist not to be on some website somewhere.
Well, you look back at when I was coming up on Epic and when I was just starting out, because Charlie Leuven brought me back to town in '88 and showed me around. And somebody's always bringing you town, showing you around, introducing you to people. But back then it was all hard copy. And when you send your bio, and back then it was a 45 or a cassette, you send that out. It'd take 2 weeks to get back to you, and then the guy would say, "No, thank you." It's like I wait 2 weeks like this, and it's
and the expense.
Yes. But a lot of the artists that's coming up now don't understand, I believe, is how now they can take advantage of the things that we could no longer do.
Absolutely.
And it's a McDonald's generation. I want it now. And they can get it now. Just one click of your mouse on the computer, they got your bio, they got your music, they got your...
But fortunately, it's easy enough. You and I have learned to utilize some of that, and we can use it right along with the rest of them.
Yes.
Yes. There's our age group, and there are the people that are under 30.
Yes.
That,
Thank you very much.
So, just be hands-on. If you don't know the business and the music business, either learn it or find somebody that does with a track record.
Yes.
I mean,
with a proven track record.
It's all there for you.
Well, I know when I first started, and Charlie Leuven told me this. He says, if you want to know about the business, find some old guy that's very successful in it and hang around with him.
That's a good idea.
Don't ask a bunch of questions. Just listen and
So
watch what he does.
If there are any old guys out there that Steve and I can hang around, please call.
Yes, I'll have a number at the bottom of the screen at the end of the show. Okay, But it's great to have you on the show. We're going to take a little short break and get you right back for a little bit more of a segment. But I do appreciate you being here. And when we come right back in a few minutes, we will talk about how Johnny was our first picture on the first cover of the magazine. And I know.
Thank you very much.
I know Roy is very proud of that fact because he's always been a fan of yours for so long.
I appreciate it.
And I know it was a blessing and a treat for him to have you on the first issue because.
Well, me too. We were both.
You kind of launched it for him.
Well, we inaugurated ourselves.
Well, when you start a venture like a magazine or a website or a label or any type of company, when you first start those things, majority of the time it's a leap of faith. And you step out, you know you're going to win, you know you're going to be successful. Now if you just convince somebody else of that.
It also helped that it's a classy piece.
Yes.
I mean, when you open this up,
Yes, I agree.
it's classy, the whole thing. So, pick it up.
Well, sometimes Roy, he would say, well, the magazine's not very thick this month. I said, Roy, it's not about the amount of pages, it's the quality of the pages. It's what you have in
You
it.
mean it isn't size that counts?
Well, if you make a little money like you and I do, hell, we can always hire that out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
We won't go there, but...
Yeah, where's that commercial break you're talking
yeah, we're
about?
going to that right now. We're going to that right now. But we'll be right back in a minute with Country Entertainment USA and Johnny Counterfeit.
Thank you.
Thank you.